Hey guys, hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Olipa Katongokunda. In case it's the first time that you're seeing my face on your screen, I'm super excited to have you here. Please subscribe if you have not yet subscribed, and if you are a subscriber, I love you. So we have finally gotten to the end of 2023, and boy has it been a year. Damn, this has been one of the toughest years for me, a very challenging year, but also so fulfilling. And I talk about this in one of my previous videos where I help you start thinking about planning for your 2024, because by this point you should have already planned for 2024. So as we wrap up our year, I just want to answer a few questions that will help me and you look back on our year and see what we have learned from it. And let's get right into it. So the first question is, what is the biggest lesson you have learned? This is an extremely loaded question because, 12 months is a long time, but also still a very short time, right? And there's so many things that I have learned in this year of 2023. But I feel like one of the biggest lessons is being prepared. I think I've always known it at the back of my head to be like, oh, preparing to fail is failing to prepare. Wait, what? No, failing to prepare is preparing to fail. And it's one of those quotes that you know and you just say, but I never understood it until this year. I found myself missing out on opportunities because I was not fully prepared. And this is the year that I have learned to actually really prepare, even if I don't feel like I deserve that opportunity or I'm fit for the opportunity. Like, just preparing and going 2 steps ahead and putting in my best, that has definitely been my biggest lesson of 2023, and a lesson I definitely am going to carry for the rest of my life. What were my biggest challenges? Wow. Guys, when it comes to challenges, I've had challenges this year. I have been challenged not only physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And I think I will go through my challenges in these particular orders. Physically, I challenged myself to do weight training. I feel like this year was the first time I've ever done weight training as an exercise. I usually like to do something that's in the line of like cardio, dance, and things like that. But I did weight training, and it was super challenging, but I really loved it. Like, honestly, I think it's now one of my favorite like workouts. And when it comes to spiritually, I have been challenged in just me submitting myself to God and submitting myself to what He wants me to be and who He wants me to be, allowing myself to be broken and allowing myself to be placed through that furnace, to be refined, to be corrected, to be disciplined. Woo, it has been a lot, because really and truly so many times I'm like, I can't do this anymore, but then I had to remember what the point or the purpose of me doing this whole thing was, and it really has been very fulfilling, and I really thank God for that. When it comes to emotional challenges, emotional challenges have come in forms of different relationships that I have. Relationships that I have with my siblings, my sisters, relationships I have with my parents, relationships I have with myself, relationships I have with my boyfriend. Like, the relationships I have in my life have been that emotional hardship, because there's been a lot of growing that has been happening. And growing as a community is so difficult because there's a part of you that wants to be selfish and do your own thing and do what you want, but then we're a community and no man is an island. So that has been extremely difficult. I've also had hardships in my career this year. It has been very difficult in my career because I've been in a place where I was job hunting most of the year, and successfully job hunting most of the year, and you feel like, oh, you give up, I'm never going to do this, it just becomes a weight on you. But at the end of the day, all things work out for your good, right? Moving on. My proudest 2023 moment. So I don't know if I told you guys, but I had been studying for a master's. So I started studying for my master's in 2021, or is it 2020? Something like that. I think 2020. I started studying for my master's degree, and this year I finally got to complete my master's degree program. So I graduate in 2024. So that is definitely my proudest moment. It was really difficult for me. It was very challenging, especially the fact that midway through my program, I lost my job, which was the main sponsor of my studies, and I had to make ends meet. I had to make ends meet in terms of my education, because it's something I really wanted to do. I didn't want to drop out, and the research process was difficult. Yeah, the number of times that I cried because I couldn't. It was so hard for me. That is definitely my proudest moment. I'm so proud of myself that I did it and I completed it. I'm really, really proud of that. What would I do if I wasn't afraid of anything? So, oh my God, I have said this so many times that I have this very strong fear of failure. And I think I only came to accept and speak about it this year, that I really have such a great fear of failure. And this fear of failure has stopped me from doing so many things I want to do. But not just that. Like, I would try things, but it's about me being open to asking for help, or me being open to sharing my ideas or my plans with people, because I'm afraid that if I fail and I told you my plans, now you're looking at me sideways. So I think if I wasn't afraid of anything, I would ask for help more. Like, I would ask for help a lot more. What would I do if today was my last day? And you know, the thing with these questions is, you never really know when your last day. It really could be my last day. Like, it genuinely could be my last day. And we just can't plan those things. Like, that's just the beauty of it. Really, actually, it's the beauty of it. And what makes it beautiful is the fact that we need to live every single day like it's our last, because we never know when it's going to end. So I try my best to live every day like it's my last. I try my best to be thoughtful, to be intentional, to be caring, and just be authentic to who I am and to who God wants me to be. So I don't know if I'm answering this question, but basically, live every day like it's your last, baby. Am I giving the people I love enough time? So for me, this one is yes and no, right? Yes, in the sense that this year was a huge shift from forcing relationships to letting relationships grow and flourish organically, of course with intentionality in them, but just allowing relationships to be what they need to be at the time that they need to be that particular thing. But there is one relationship that I felt like I just wasn't giving enough time, and that is like me and Elijah's relationship. This year has been the year that we have seen each other so infrequently. Is that a word? I don't know if that's a word, but we have seen so little of each other this year, and it has genuinely affected me, and I think it has affected him as well, because we really do genuinely enjoy spending each other time together, being each other's presence, but it has just been super difficult and just not been possible for both of us. So that's why I say yes and no. Am I too busy to make time for people I care about? That one is a no. And not just a no for 2023. It's a no for like just in general, the kind of person I am. I'm one person who, if I care about you, if I love you, I will make time for you. I will make time for you. Even if it's fitting you into my busy schedule, I will do that. But this year, like, one of my affirmations that I wrote at the beginning of the year was that this year my no's are going to be no's and my yeses are going to be yeses. I will do things because I genuinely want to do them. So I have spent time with people I genuinely wanted to spend time with. I have spoken to people I genuinely wanted to speak to. It was so natural, so organic, and it felt really good to me. So on this one, definitely no. I have made sure to make time for those I care about, those I love, even those I may not love you, but I just care about you and I think about you. I have made time for everybody. What memories and stories did I make? It has not been the most memorable of years. Like, it has really not been the most memorable of years. A lot of things have just gone by. But I do remember some beautiful things that I did or experienced, like my sister's birthday, and we went out and we had such a good time. I remember the day so vividly. We really had a good time. I remember yeah, I feel like that's the most memorable thing I did this year. I don't know, but it just wasn't a memorable year. Not that it was a bad year, it just wasn't memorable. Whose friendships did I appreciate the most? I definitely appreciated my sister's friendships, or the friendships I have with my sisters. Yeah. My sisters were so present in my life this year, and I was so present in their lives. And I'm so grateful for that. Like, I really do thank God for that. It was such a beautiful year of sisterhood. And also, going outside of people who are my sisters, I created a sort of sisterhood with ladies who I would pray with and pray for. And I felt like that is those are friendships that really did mean something to me. I enjoyed having discussions about the Bible, about, just our lives in terms of Christianity and how this or that is being affected by that with different ladies. And I really do hope that next year that can grow and can become deeper and can become better. I really, really appreciated the friendship of my boyfriend. He really is my best friend. He's a really great friend to me, and I really appreciate his friendships. Also, to be honest, I appreciate the friendship of you guys, my subscribers. I really am so grateful and I'm so thankful for how you guys support me. It's not easy to have a YouTube channel. It's not easy to bear yourself, to bear your soul, and to let people into your life and to tell them about your struggles and to tell them about whatnot, because you're always worried about what people think about you. You're always worried about the backlash or the reactions or the judgment. But I'm so grateful that my channel has been growing organically, of course, and it may not look like much to other people. It may look like, oh my gosh, she's been growing her channel for 17 years and she still only has 500 subscribers, blah, blah, blah. Yes, but I feel like these are people who are rocking with me. And from these 500, I have at least 10 who really genuinely love my content, who genuinely watch my content, who genuinely interact with my content. And I love you. I really, really love you. Thank you so much. What do I want to let go of? Fear. And I'm saying this knowing that there is a caveat to that, because it's not something you just drop like, oh, I've let go of my fear. It's a whole process, and I don't know how long it take me. And I don't think you ever really get there. You move 3 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 4 steps back. And that's just how it works out. But I'm genuinely willing to be more fearless and just put myself out there, to take more risk, to not be worried about the judgment or what people will think about me. I really need God's grace in that area, but I'm really willing to work on that for next year and going forward. Where do I want to be in the next 1, 5, and 10 years? Okay, so in the next 1 year, let's say the next 1 year is at the end of 2024. I want to really know how to do social media marketing properly, and so I hope by the end of next year my skills are so much better and that I'm in a better place professionally. At the end of 5 years, in the next 5 years, I'll be, how will I be in the next 5 years? I'll be in my 30s, but 31 or something of that nature. But in the next 5 years, I'll be in my 30s. I definitely do hope by the next 5 years, I will be married. I will be a wife. I will be a mother. Even if it's not to my own biological children, I've always known that I am a mother, so I will definitely be a mother. I will be a sister and a spiritual leader. Yeah, I feel like that's who I will be or where I will be in the next 5 years. And in the next 10 years, I will be approaching my 40s in the next 10 years. And I think by that point, I'll be a woman who is well traveled, a woman who has seen the world or who is seeing the world, a woman who is learning so much about different people and different cultures, a woman who's giving herself to charitable work and helping other people, a woman who is formidable in her career, who is a change maker. And yeah, that's who I will be in the next 10 years. And yeah, you can hold me accountable to these things. You can definitely hold me accountable to these things. But I'm super excited to share all these things with you. And I'd love you to answer these questions for yourselves. Like, sit down and reflect on your 2023 and answer some of these questions that will help you think about how different you want 2024 to be for you, right? And how you want to improve yourself, or some of the negativity you want to throw out, chuck it out of your life, baby. And I think that it would be really helpful. I would really appreciate if you could share some of your reflections with me. You can pick one question from the 10 or 11 that I have shared with you and give me your response in the comment section. I'll really appreciate that. And with that, the 2023 season comes to an end.